Gozaimasu. Yes, everyone, welcome. It's yours truly. Will that be my? Is that gonna be my catch line for the for my videos? I don't know. From another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man, and yeah, we're here in. This is a map. Do you know where we are? This is a map in one of the most popular neighborhoods of Tokyo. You can see right there Daikanyama, but I have it circled here or based around. We're going to talk about this building here, which was a really important development in Tokyo, and this is the Atlas Tower in Nakameguro. And it didn't end up. I thought when I could come up here, we could get a better view of it, but we didn't really go. This, of course, is Komazawa Dori, and this is Kyuyamate Dori, and this is Nakameguro Station. And this building was completed in 2009. It's a 45 meter development, and it was a really major development in Meguro. Generally, Meguro speaking, this is Nakameguro right there, but if I were to back this out a little bit more, you'd see the proximity to Shibuya. This is sort of the Nakameguro Shibuya. This is Shibuya right up here. To try to get a little in closer to it, right in here. You can see Shibuya's right there, okay? Sakuragaoka-cho, this is the Shibuya crossing and what have you. But for the most part, I try not to get lost everywhere again. Meguro doesn't like big buildings. I mean, look around right here. You can see this is all single family. This is satellite stuff that you have here to look at. It's just amazing. This is all single family housing, and in Meguro you see here along, for example, Kyuyamate Dori, you see a lot of the sort of 10 to 20 story sort of high rises, or like medium, if that's a word, sort of medium rises, and that would come all the way down here to this is the river kind of goes up there, and this is the cross tower, which is another sort of big building. I'll do a video on this at one point in time. And this, of course, is 246, which is originally known as Tamagawa Dori, but it became a major road, and there's a Denetoshi line goes under there. So Meguro generally likes its bigger buildings here along these sort of corridors, and all the stuff back here behind here is all single family housing. And now Meguro isn't really pro redevelopment, so when this came along in the sort of, I guess, 2009, so usually when you see this stuff constructed, so it's finished in 2009, you've got to project back around 15, perhaps 20 years. So you can think that the plans for this building were starting to be put together in probably even the mid 1980s and stuff like that. So that's when Nakameguro, I guess, is sort of coming of age. This at one point was a river, almost like a swamp, but here, maybe I can come in closer if I can. You'll see here all the famous cherry blossom trees that are there. And then this was enclosed in the 1960s and the 1970s with concrete right there. And it's just become a really successful street for walking both sides. You can see even in this little picture here, you can see all the amount of people that are always walking along here. And it's become a really famous Hanami spot. So if you're in Tokyo in April, make sure you have a chance to come down here to the Meguro River. Anyhow, we're going to talk about the Atlas Tower here today. It's a very important development. We'll get off this sort of big map. If we look, there's a couple of listings for sale. This one right here I found, but there's another phantom listing that's showing up here. I believe it was this one right here. When we get to it, you're not going to believe the pricing. But as a background to this here, before we get there, I should go through the listing. This was one of the listings for sale in the building. This is Yusai Sanoku Gosen 980man in Japanese. You want to practice with me? Sanoku Gosen 980man yen, which is about 3.5 million Canadian right here. This is, you can see, built in 2009. This is a 73 meter unit on the 29th floor, so pretty well 3/4 of the way up. I do know that this is a 45 story building. We'll go through the pictures. That's the building right there, and you can see this very clearly from my Tokyo penthouse where I lived for many years. I still own. Glad I didn't sell it. And I would just always look at it, even when they were building it. I can remember at the time always sort of peering down here, and there you can see the Atlas Tower. It's a really impressive company, and they recently have built another tower in Gotanda, which is just further down the river. Hey, we'll go through the pictures here. It's a beautiful building in an ultimate location. Isn't that nice? Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get any internal, but you can see like the people who live in this building, they definitely must love having like this concierge. I don't think I would like it this much, having this sort of security state building like this. I don't think it's my slice of pie. It's not necessarily for me, but for a certain segment of the Tokyo sort of population, this is probably some sort of community. Like it says, yeah, it's like a sky lounge. Yeah, so there's like those kind of amenities. And of course, Tokyo Tower here, you're basically looking in here. This is looking at Roppongi right here. This is looking at Akasaka. And basically, that would just be Akasaka right there. And that would be Roppongi right there. Yeah, it's just a really nice building. This is a view. I can't really even place it right here. This is the view from the balcony of the actual apartment. It says right here. Okay, keep going to the pictures right here. Yeah, this is Nakameguro Station, which is just right across the street. So this is looking west. This would have very beautiful light at the end of the day right there, and you can see the sunlight right there. So I would guess that this picture might be taken around 1 p.m., for example. And in the wintertime, we would have beautiful views, perhaps of Fuji. But this building could be in the way as well, which is right across the street. And if you're familiar with Nakameguro Station, that's where this building right here is, where the priest's grocery store is. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get any internal pictures of. You can see there's parking here and all organized here in the building. But it's a really important building to sort of talk about. It's not showing any of the details of the space right there. Management fees aren't too bad though. You can see they're about $500 a month. That's a pretty good deal. And Atlas Tower, Nakameguro Atlas Tower, and it says it's southwest facing. So like, well, I pretty well, and it says Shogyo Chiki, so it's zoned commercial. But yeah. All you Airbnb heads, good luck getting an Airbnb in there. Forget it, it's not going to happen. Shoryuken depicting, and it's currently vacant, but it didn't show any sort of internal pictures of the space. That's one of the units for sale here in the building. There is one more that I found by mistake because it was showing it a little offline, and this is really good one to look at. This is a top floor unit. So this one's on the 45th floor. Again, built in 2009. It says it's a 2 LDK, 165 meters. That's really great. That's a huge size. Okay, 45th floor, and it's going for. This is going to be your practice. Hachioku 7800 man. 1, 2, 3. Hachioku 7800 man. That's about $8 million. Canadian, I don't know, maybe that's $6 million US. Right now, we can expand these pictures. Maybe, yeah, this is not going to work out because I always have to change the actual placement of it. But let's go through this picture. You can see there the Atlas Tower, and this should be right on the top. And yeah, for me, this is just that boring, rich, nice, but probably like marble floors and stuff like that in it. So it's a beautiful apartment. You can see it's ultimate in technology. I mean, this is just a top end unit here in Tokyo. No question about it. No question about it. If this one is going to be 165 meters, built in 2009, can you imagine what those top floor units in my Akasaka building that they're building right now are going to go for in 2020? Like, I'm guessing they might even be going for $24 million, for example. I don't know. I can't even put the numbers on this stuff. What I mean is the bottom end of the market makes so much more sense to me than the top end of the market. I can never figure out how they come up with these numbers. Anyhow, you can see right here a totally beautiful kitchen that I could never afford. Anyway, just everything is going to be like super executive nice. But the heart, beautiful. Those might even like be bamboo floors. So yeah, just absolute top of the market. Okay. Anything else we could look at? Maybe the management fees and stuff are going to be around 11. I was totally thinking about that, and it ends up about 1100 Canadian a month, or Rokuman or at the Goman gurai. 一緒にだったら11万ぐらい. Okay. I wanted to see the directional placement of this one here if we could. I wonder if it's going to be indicated here. If I'll try to find it. It's on the 45th floor, 165 meters, 2 LDK. There is parking in the building, and 50,000 yen a month. That's not too bad. In my Shibuya penthouse building, I had to pay about 400 or 40,000 yen a month for my parking spot. 495 units in the building. We don't have any placement in terms of direction. Did you see anything here, anyone, while I'm looking right here? Obviously, everything's perfect with it here. This is the unit is northwest facing right there. Okay, northwest facing. So you're really not going to have the greatest light, but that could be okay as well. So that would be probably facing Shinjuku. I guess they didn't want to sort of give that away in the pictures. And the other thing I wanted to get to, I wanted to come here to DeepSeek, and then I asked DeepSeek what the original price would have been for this unit in 2009. So realistically speaking, actually, probably the people who bought this unit, or the investor who bought this unit, probably had to come up with this money in about 2005, 2006, for example. Okay, here we go. The top floor premium in the Japanese real estate market, particularly for high rises, the top floor commands the highest premium. Of course, it offers the best views and the most privacy and exclusive status. Of course, a premium of 20 to 40% over the standard high floor price was common for such a penthouse-like unit, if not officially designated as one. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is a penthouse unit being on the top floor. So this large unit, 165 meters in Nakameguro, and this is what they estimated. On the low end, it would have been basically 1.8 million or possibly 2.2 million. So very similar to that sort of building that we covered the other day, Roppongi Hills. The people who bought this place in about 2005, between 2005 and 2009, when it was finally complete, basically have gone 4x on it right there. So I'm going to roughly $2 million, and it calculated it for, I think, the yen at the time, and the yen at the time was actually cheaper than the US dollar. I think the yen at that point might have even been like 90 yen to the US dollar. How much those times have changed. I should have been buying not only Tokyo real estate, I should have been buying some American real estate at that point in time. Oh well, we might have a correction to that eventually as well. Anyway, let's come off the satellite map here though and go back to the regular map, and let's come back down to and look for something here in Nakameguro that might be something more of a regular price. You can see though, like as you come up here to Ebis, the Ebis neighborhood, just everything is in red. It commands a lot of money. And don't forget, when you're getting here to Ebis, like this one right here, this is the Yamanote line. So its location in terms of Tokyo is really great. But Nakameguro is not very far away. In fact, I would just say it's a really nice distance away from Shibuya, or a nice distance away from Ebisu, because those stations are so busy. For example, I was just in Tokyo in my apartment, which is here in this neighborhood. I actually have 5 units in this neighborhood right here by this river. So I know it very, very well. And I really like this sort of distance away from Shibuya. I like that it's close to there. I like being close to the Yamanote line, but I don't necessarily like to be living really there either that close. What I mean by that. Anyway, we'll come down here closer and we'll try to find something here along the river that we can look at. Does anyone see anything in blue at all? This is sort of the cheapest unit here, and this is along Tamagawa Dori, which is known as Nihonroku, and there's nothing in blue, but we do have a light green here. Let's press this one, and we have a 42 meter unit. for basically Yonsen-man, or this is a much easier number to say, 3890 man. Okay. I explain these numbers here sometimes, but it took me actually many years to gain a consciousness of Japanese numbers. But slowly over the years, I just they really, some ways, I have a separate mind in Japanese than I necessarily do in English for numbers, because they operate on in a different system, at least in my head. Okay, anyway, this is nothing special about this unit. We're looking at a 42 meter unit. I guess it's going to be classified as a 1 LDK, built in 1982, 42 meters on the 5th floor. And compared to some of the stuff we're looking at here, basically it's 1/10 that price of the 73 meter unit. Oh, howzaimasu. And yeah, I just know this building, and it's right along Kyuyamonte Lori, and it's right also along 246. And we'll go through the pictures. And yeah, nice entrance. Is this Alliance Mansion? No, it's called Maison Ikejiri Ohashi. And nothing special, but yeah, it's a nice unit. Nice unit. It's just, oh, that's a nice balcony. Yeah, nice balcony. Oh, that's not a balcony, sorry. But an updated, perhaps updated windows. I'm not sure. At one point, these are likely updated. I'm not sure. Everything in the apartment here has been updated. It's a nice unit. In a great location. Great location. So at a much better price than $3.5 million. Laundry hookups inside. Totally, everything's been updated. Anyhow, there's one unit we could look at right there. We come down here, you can look at the management fees. You're going to be about $200 a month, or yeah, here I'm exactly right, $240 a month. You'd say Niman Yonsen Gurai. That's the Shuzen, the repair, and of course that's the Kanri, which is the management. Maison Ikejiri Ohashi Komaru-san no Buken. And then everything was renovated here in August of 2025, and it says some renovation was done here also in 2015. Is the, I guess currently, right, it is Akia, which means it's available Shoyuken. And this building is actually self-managed right there, which is Jushu Kanri. And yeah, that's about that one. I wanted to look at another couple of samples here in the marketplace, and we saw something cheap. I was kind of hoping I could find something in blue here, but there's nothing in blue here in this neighborhood anymore. This now, as you come over here, becomes Setagaya. This is a really interesting building that was finished about 2005 right here. And yeah, this 53 meter unit in this one building here is basically 1.3 Canadian right now. When was this building finished? 2005, 2006, this one, if I'm correct. Oh, it was kind of finished here in 2008. Yeah, and then there's one other sort of interesting building here that we could talk about that was done here by Atlas. This, of course, is Mishku when you come up here, and then to try to move it around here. Atlas had a really impressive building done here in, I don't know what I've done here to the map. What have I possibly done here to the map? I've moved out, somehow it moved me all the way down here to Yoga. I have to move back here right there. Songenjaya right here. This is Ikejiri Ohashi Station. This is Ikejiri, and then this one sort of there's nothing for sale right now in that neighborhood. Atlas had done a tower here in this neighborhood right here many years ago. Is this one the Atlas Tower? Let's have a look right here. This is a smaller building. You see, I was right. Here you go. This is the Atlas Ikejiri Residence right here. And this is the very same company. And this one was finished in 2014, but it was a smaller sort of development, but it's a very impressive building. And you can see that this is a 33 meter unit for sale for Q Center, just under $1 million for a 33 meter unit. This building's this company's reputation is really good. This is a good one to end on. And this is the Atlas building right there, and this is a smaller one done by TAL. You can see it there, Atlas Ikejiri Residence Yonkai. So this is on the 4th floor. And yeah, and this is actually behind it. There's a little exercise area here, or outside gym. And yeah, you can see inside. It's just a really impressive building. And I guess they're doing a renovation of some sort with it right now. It looks to be. probably updating something with it. I'm not sure. Maybe they put this new bathroom into it as well. Yeah, I think that's exactly what they did. Okay, which is why all this stuff is here and why there's tape here on the windows. Anyway, I guess that now is basically 10 years old, and they wanted to update it, and the toilet here has been updated as well and everything like that. So they've done some renovations here inside the unit. That's amazing because it's only 10 years old, but it's already been updated. Anyway, it's a very impressive company here, Atlas, and they did one other tower now that I saw. They did one here in Gotanda. And if I come off this listing right here and I come here to Google, you can see this is the tower that they've done here in Gotanda, which is just down. I'm not going to expand it to any bigger than that, but that is the river right there in Gotanda that goes all the Meguro River that goes back to nakameguro and all the way there to Ikejiriohashi. Anyway, this has really ended up as a good one because I wanted to show as well this one great building here that they've done. Atlas is a very impressive company. And really, compared to the 1970s and the 1960s, developments in Tokyo are just it's just a slower process for everything to get rebuilt. But it's interesting that and the sort of location that they chose here is really good because they're really close to Ike. I guess Atlas really likes a lot of developments here, like in Meguro, when there was one here and then the one in Nakameguro, and then the one further down in Gotanda, which I think is part of actually Shinagawa, technically speaking. There is a grocery store that's right here that's known as Ozeki, and come here to the satellite, maybe we'll pick some of this stuff up in a better way. Try to move in a little closer. That there is the Atlas building right there. It's very impressive. And they had this sort of, you see, I didn't even know because I've never been in this building, but see in the way how it had this sort of internal court inside of it right there. And then this is, I think the grocery store is right here, or I actually forget. I forget if it's here or here. And there's a 100 yen store, I think, right here as well. So it's a really ultimately convenient neighborhood. There is a little Setagaya community center right here, and there's a very popular park right here for young mothers and young children to play at. And I think there's a little basketball court here, and if I remember correctly, I think there's a school right here as well. I'm trying to piece this all together. That might be the school there itself too. Anyway, another video here by the Tokyo Real Estate Man. Today, happy to cover a very famous building here done in the early, or started in the early 2000s, but completed in 2012. That, of course, is the Cross Tower, which is just down the street. We'll try to end up here on the Atlas Tower where I started here in Nakameguro, and sure enough, I have found it. It's right there, Nakameguro. Maybe fans of this channel now, you've been there before. A lot of people love Nakameguro. It's definitely one of Tokyo's most popular neighborhoods. If you're interested in buying that property for $8 million, you can always come here to my Instagram. I was looking at many pictures here today on my Instagram. This is right here. It is the Tokyo Real Estate Man. I invite you to follow the Instagram. Failing that, you can always come to my website, which is right here, which is known as the Tokyo Real Estate Man. If you push the contact box right there, the contact box will bring you down here to this matrix. You can either fill that in and send it to me, or you can also contact me through my old school Yahoo email. Anyway, another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man, coming to you today from Nakameguro in Tokyo. いつもこのチャンネル見てるありがとうございます。5億ぐらいの物件買いたい方、どうぞ連絡してください。すいません。いつもこのチャンネル見てるありがとうございます。よろしくお願いします。この動画も終わりです。よろしくお願いします。失礼します。